Greetings all! Today, we will be examining the legendary normal psychic or normal fighting type Pokemon Meloetta, the Melody Pokémon. As rare as they are beautiful, Meloetta are powerful creatures whose command of the power of music and dancing is truly unsurpassable in the way they can manipulate and devastate others. Meloetta appear in one of two forms, their aria form and pirouette form. In their aria form, these creatures possess highly humanoid bodies as a whole, with the only major difference in form being that their legs end in single digits without distinct feet, and their hands merely exist as bulges of tissue with a bone knob in the center. They have white skin, though most of their body, save for their legs and face, is covered in a fleshy, brownish-gray coating that very much looks like clothing, with a green band around their waist area. Their large eyes are shaded a bluer shade of green than this, complete with an organic pendant on their forehead attached by organic thread that acts as their primary psychokinetic organ. Their hair is a bright shade of green and trails off past the length of their legs, and it has a series of lines that run through it with darker green patches of color throughout, giving it the appearance of a line of music. Finally, there is a fleshy, bow-like structure on the right side of their head that curls downward to their mouth region, giving it the appearance of a headset and microphone. In their pirouette form, their dress-like outer skin extends outwards in 4 pieces at the waist like a dancer's skirt. The green band near their waist is orange, and their hair, eyes, and pendant follow this same change in color. Their hair is curled up and around their head so it doesn't drag on the ground, and it is held in place by the same organic bow-like structure noted before, though its downward extension has shrunken noticeably in size. Meloetta as a species are incredibly ancient creatures by human standards, and have played a vital role in parts of North America and Europe, where they are said to have been the inspiration behind many forms of music and dance, though how the species was able to reach North America is still not completely certain. Regardless, in this region, they were first discovered and described by Native Americans, whereas overseas, it is believed that the Greeks were the first to discover and record their existence, with them in particular being the primary basis for the creation of the Muses in their mythology. These cultures respected these creatures as great deities and admired their beautiful singing and dancing, with their ultimate power culminating in the unique relic song attack, a melody that is not only so energetic, yet so soothing that it actually has a 10% chance of putting to sleep anything that hears it, but it is also tied to their unique biological functions, as the melody puts these creatures into a mental trance that causes them to shift their personality and mannerisms, in turn allowing them to switch between their aria and pirouette forms with each use of the attack. While they lived with these civilizations in peace for a great deal of time, Meloetta hate the bloodshed and destruction that war brings with it, and it seems that, as they spent increasing amounts of time with humans and saw the worst of what we could bear in fighting each other, they began to pull away before seemingly disappearing completely, disgusted by the follies of war. It was only in very recent times that these creatures were rediscovered, but because of the time they have spent away from humans, most of these creatures have forgotten how to even sing the relic song, leaving it to the few humans who have had knowledge of the song passed down to them to restore them to their full power and allow them to become the masters of both song and dance they once were many millennia ago. In most cases, Meloetta tend to appear near people while in their aria form, in which they primarily use their graceful voices to attack and defend themselves with. Unlike other Pokemon that use singing as a tool in and out of battle, Meloetta are gifted in that they can use their latent psychic power to alter the manner in which their vocal cords operate, resulting in a special vocalization technique that can reach past the conscious minds of others and into their subconscious, using the psychic power they have in this form to alter the feelings of those that listen to them, making them happy, sad, or whatever emotion they need in order to make their audience appreciate their singing the most. This in turn can help them to amplify the power of their round, sing, echoed voice, hyper voice, and perish song moves, and ensure that their effectiveness is much greater than what other Pokemon might be able to achieve. This, combined with their other abnormal elemental powers, is what allows these musical creatures to possess the Serene Grace ability as their sole ability, and it in turn helps to grant them an increased output and reduced input reaction in regards to special attacks, though this in turn leaves them a bit physically frail in using and receiving physical offenses by comparison. Even so, their overall stamina is surprisingly high, so they can still take a beating and continue to use their melodic voices to devastate anyone that dares to challenge them to a fight. As such, while in their Aria form, it can be seen that only their base attack stat is below average for a fully evolved normal type Pokemon, and only their base attack and defense stats are below average for a fully evolved psychic type Pokemon. Everything else is above average for both types, making these song-loving creatures incredibly dangerous to try and take on without some sound-canceling apparatus or the soundproof ability at one side for defense. However, even if their powerful singing voices can be countered, this may not be enough to ensure a victory, for if these creatures are able to successfully use their Relic Song attack, they can change form and enter their Pirouette form, under which their mannerisms, type assignment, and stats change considerably. In this form, these creatures become expert dancers and are able to nimbly swing their bodies with such incredible agility and precision that they can avoid nearly anything that is thrown at them, maneuvering around their targets and using powerful moves like Quick Attack, Teeter Dance, Acrobatics, U-Turn, Wake Up Slap, and Close Combat to decimate them. Thankfully, they will only attack others if they feel they are being threatened, and instead mainly enjoy using their moves to teach others how to dance and to show off their incredible grace and skill in the practice. This does not mean that they should be underestimated though, as the transformation into this form tends to cause these creatures to become slightly more fiery and aggressive in their personality, and a bit cheekier to boot, sometimes pranking others and showing a mischievous side that can range from harmless to downright embarrassing, though never to a point where they might actually harm someone. While they retain their Serene Grace ability in this form, their focus on physical movement over special powers has the effect of converting them into normal fighting types, and their stats are altered significantly, experiencing an extremely severe drop in their base special attack and special defense stats, but a moderate increase in their base defense stat as their bodies become more resilient against physical action, and a severe increase in their base attack and speed stats. As such, in this form, the only base stat of theirs that is not above average for both a fully evolved normal and fighting type Pokemon is their base special defense stat. Moreover, in this form, these creatures have the highest base speed stat out of all normal and fighting type Pokemon, not counting Mega Evolutions, and are tied with Kommo-o for the highest base stat total out of all fighting type Pokemon. They might look just as frail in this form as they do in their other, but these gorgeous creatures can more than deliver a thorough beating to anything that dares to look at them as nothing more than a pretty face. Though they may be rare enough to easily garner a mythical status, Meloetta are very much real and can more than use the power of song and dance to level the playing field and decimate all that stand before them. With their elegant appearances and varied skill set in tow, there is very little that these lovely darlings can't handle when it comes to tackling the greatest of challenges set before them. Of course, if you would rather just enjoy a peaceful life with these creatures, that is perfectly fine as well. Just make sure that you can keep up with them no matter what form they take, and pay attention to the time you spend with them, or you could easily get lost in song or so wrapped up in dancing that you forget that you have a life to live and end up missing out on something important in the process. Thank you all for watching this video. It is always an honor to be able to speak with you all on the subject of Pokemon in a way that brings me great joy and happiness in my work. If you would like to keep tabs on past and future work, click that subscribe button, check out my work on DeviantArt, and don't be shy about following me on Twitter, where you can find pertinent announcements on upcoming work before it is officially posted. Links to both can be found in the video description. If you would like to support my work and help Miguel and I continue to produce more content for you and improve upon our presentation, please visit us at my Patreon page, which you can also find a link to in the video description.
Yeah, no.
With that, I thank you for watching and I wish you well.